Hey everyone, I thought I would do this video real quick just to show you that there's a major mistake that I think people are making when they're talking about search on Etsy and SEO. And I've seen a couple of videos on YouTube, and someone sent me a link to one today, and the person who did the video was just completely wrong about what she was saying because she's confusing two things that I think are pretty commonly confused. So I'm going to take you in there and I'm going to show you this, and just keep an open mind, because I think this is something that people have kind of been told so much that it's ingrained in them that they have to do this, but it's not what Etsy's talking about, and it's not how the Etsy search works. So let me go into the Etsy help manual and I will show you what I'm talking about. What I'm talking about is people giving tips about how to be found in search, but they're using tips that Etsy is giving for outside search engines like Google and Bing and Yahoo, and it has nothing to do with search on Etsy. When Etsy talks about SEO, like in this article, they're talking about outside search engines. They're not talking about Etsy search. They're talking about how outside search engines interact with Etsy. So all of this advice in here is about how to get outside search engines to find your listings on Etsy, but they don't mention one important thing, which is that most of the time when you're competing with an outside search engine to find your listings on Etsy, it's not going to find an individual listing. It's going to find an Etsy market page. So for example, let's say that I'm on Google and I'm searching for handmade jewelry. The results that are going to come up are going to be probably shopping intent, because Google kind of figures out that when people type in handmade jewelry, they're either thinking about selling it or making it or buying it, and they're going to give you kind of a selection of results. But the first Etsy page that comes up is a market page. See, this says market right here. A market page will take you to Etsy for a search result. So it's taking you to Etsy for the search result for handmade jewelry. It's not taking you to a listing. So when people are giving tips about SEO and search on Etsy and how to optimize your listings, you're really not going to be found very often on Google for Etsy listings, and it's really not something that you need to worry about too much. And also, you know, a lot of the advice that I've seen about how to be found on Google is just wrong, and there are a lot of things that Etsy does not give us the opportunity to do that could help us be found on Google in organic search for our listings. But when you're talking, you know, when people are saying, oh, you want to have a title, the shop title, and you want to have this, you do want to kind of optimize it for Google, but it shouldn't be your focus. You shouldn't worry about your shop. I have never in my life seen a shop section in a Google search result. Come on. I have never seen the item listing pages have anything to do with the search result. It's very unusual. It is possible. I won't say it's impossible, because if you have a really niche product that is very specific and it's one of the few on the internet, then you will be found in Google search results. But in general, it's not going to happen. It's going to be an Etsy market page. So when you see, you know, I'm trying to think of a nice way to say it. When you see the Etsy gurus telling you, oh, do this, do this, do this, make sure that they know what they're talking about, because if they're giving you advice about Etsy search engine optimization based on Etsy's definition of that, that's for outside search engines, and none of this has anything to do with Etsy search. Etsy search doesn't work from this perspective. It just doesn't work this way. So the next time you hear someone talking about Etsy SEO and giving tips on Etsy SEO, make sure that you know what you're talking about. Is it Etsy search, or is it offsite search engines that really don't have that connection to Etsy that people think that they do? And if you are in the eShop Success Program, or you're in the eShop SEO Starter Program, you can go and check out those videos, because it explains everything. There is a whole section on how Google works with Etsy, and it will open your eyes to a lot of things that you really don't have to worry about if you're just concerned about being found on Etsy in Etsy search, because it's not the same as when Etsy talks about SEO. So give this video a thumbs up, and I will talk to you guys later.